Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Bryce Malden, and today I'll be teaching the second graders about 3D printing. So, 3D printing is a new form of printing that we've all been hearing a lot about lately. And instead of printing in 2 dimensions like a normal printer, it'll be printing in 3 dimensions. So, in order to understand 3D printing, first we're going to have to discuss the difference between 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. So your original two-dimensional printer is the ones that you'll find at home or near your parents' computer. You can type something, you can find a picture on the internet, and then it'll print it onto a flat surface. So in 2 dimensions, there is width and height. And so those are the first 2 dimensions. As you can see, Mario right here is 2 dimensional. He's just a flat figure, and he can't really do much. He's side to side and up and down, but he's not in and out. So the third dimension is depth. So as you can see, this Mario over here. This Mario has height, width, and depth, and is 3 dimensional. So 3D printing is doing that. Instead of printing on 1 dimensional, like a piece of paper, you're printing in all 3 dimensions to create a full figure. So 3D printing is also known as additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing is the process of building something from nothing. So originally, when you were to create a model, let's say a sculpture, when creating a sculpture, you would start with a big chunk of something, like a big chunk of stone, and chip pieces off until you get what you wanted, as you can see SpongeBob doing right here. So 3D printing is different because it starts with nothing and then builds up instead of starting with a lot and trimming off until it's what you want. So with 3D printing, what normally happens is you'll have usually a round of plastic. It's like a long string of plastic, and it'll be put into a machine, and the plastic will be used to make the material. Just like Yoda right here. So that's 3D printing. The way they built Yoda there is they put the plastic in a machine, and it ran through into the injector, which heated up the plastic and then started at the bottom and went layer by layer, started a bottom layer and then added another layer and another layer until it finally turns into looking like the full Yoda you see right there. So, 3D printing is awesome because it's a new technology, and we're just seeing it start to be used now. It's a lot better than the old way of subtractive manufacturing, because back then you wasted a lot of materials. So, as you saw earlier, SpongeBob carving the stone, all that stone that he chipped away is useless now, whereas in additive manufacturing or 3D printing, you're using every little bit of plastic that you used. So 3D printing started recently, but is getting more and more advanced the longer it's been in use. So now 3D printing is doing a lot of things. There are 3D printers that can build other printers. My favorite use of 3D printing today is people have made machines that will 3D print food. My favorite of which is pizza. So the 3D printer will have, a place where the dough is, a place where the sauce is, a place where the cheese is, and the 3D printer will go in 3 dimensions and print out a pizza layer by layer. So I think that's really cool. Other uses for 3D printers is people have started 3D printing cars and other things, and been used everywhere. Right now, for what I've used 3D printing for, is usually making a small model of something. So let's say you're making a project and you need a certain sized like bolt or circle or something. You can print out that model in a plastic 3D printing design before making it out of metal so that you'll know it'll fit and it'll work for what you're doing. So thanks for listening, guys. I hope you learned a little bit about 3D printing.